straight.
Right.
If you're over it like this and if your knees are straight, you're not going to get much range of motion. If you bend your knees and tilt back by leaning back like this, then your hips are out in front of you. You can really show them off.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it feels good, doesn't it?
Does,
You're
yeah.
out of the way, the shoulders are back behind the hips, and you can really move around with a lot more range of motion.
Now, speaking of range of motion, I know when we first started out with different things like my kickboxing and everything else, I had a wider stance,
Yes.
or even jazz dancing. You kept saying, bring that stance together, so because you would get more range of motion in the hips if you bring it together.
Yes, if you do a hip hit out to the side, for instance, if you put your foot way out, well, then you don't see much hip. If you keep the foot close, you see all hip, and you want that nice rounded look. So that's a very good point, to keep the feet together so that the eyes go to the hips.
Okay, let's finish off with the camel. It's not a move that a lot of people have practiced before, and it's very difficult. And you were great with me with breaking it down. And we broke it down a little earlier, but give us any other tips about the camel.
Knees are bent, of course. Contract. Expand. Contract. And the more range of motion you have in this expansion, the better your camel's going to be. Now from the expansion, go ahead and push the chest out, draw the shoulders back, and then roll down your spine 1 inch at a time. And tuck the hips to make sure not to miss anything in the spine there. And then you start again from the chest.
Up, 2, 3, 4, roll, 6, 7, 8.
Chest,
shoulders,
spine, hips,
back, and chest, over, spine, and back.
Yes.
So it's something we're not used to in fitness. We're always holding our bellies in. But in this particular move, let's see you do it. Or in a lot of the belly dancing moves, you come in, and then you pull the belly back.
You want to emphasize the belly.
Emphasize the belly, and then pull it back.
And that's also true of hip shimmies. Bearing in mind that, of course, when you have costuming on or a hip sash on, you don't have to worry. You can let it completely go. When you walk down the street, that's what you want not to happen. But when you're belly dancing, you want to shake it and let it free.
Okay.